I'm going to be cooking a New York strip. I'm going to sear it on a cast iron skillet on the grill, and we're going to finish it off in the oven. I think it's going to be pretty tasty. Okay, so now that I got the grill nice and hot and I'm sending out so much smoke, Rohan's coming to my aid. I think we'll be ready to put the steak on the grill. Give me 1 second while I transition. Oh yeah, it's nice and hot. Smells good already. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sear it. Of course, there's a train right now. I'm going to sear it on one side for about a minute, and then I'm going to flip and repeat that until it has a nice crust on it. Then we're going to finish it off in the oven. Stay tuned. It's got a nice sizzle to it. I wish we had smell-o-vision because this smells great already. Okay, time for the flip. Wow, look at that color. Again, sorry about the train. For some reason, they didn't call me and ask me if it was okay to come through today. All right. Make sure you do your edges too. A nice crust on the side there. I may need to turn my heat up a little bit. I turned it down because it was piping hot. I'll do that real quick. Because I'm not really wanting to cook it on here. I'm just wanting to get a nice sear on it. But it was piping hot a second ago. Kind of want to render that fat. Now you want fat on your steak because fat gives it a good flavor, but you don't want to chew in, take a big bite into a nice chew chunk of fat. If I can have some English today, that'd be great. All right, we got a nice little sear going on the outside. I think it's almost time to pull it off and finish it off in the oven. All right, we're about 109, so I'm going to be looking for about 140, 145. I kind of like my steak medium rare. I don't really necessarily shoot for medium, and I don't really care for rare, so that's what we're going to shoot for. All right, I set the timer for 3 minutes. I'm probably going to pull it out at about 1.5 minutes, just check it and flip it and just see what the temperature's at so we don't overcook it. I'm cooking at 350. Okay, just took it out real quick. I'm gonna flip it and we're gonna check the temperature real quick, see what we're running at. Just about 100. I would say the cast iron had to heat up a little bit from coming in from outside. So we're gonna put it back in and let it keep cooking. Back in for a little more. While that's in the oven cooking, I'm going to make a side dish to go along with our steak. And I personally like to use the jasmine rice. I kind of like the texture a little more than just the regular brown rice. First step, we're going to put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. For those people in Kentucky, that's 1:30. Also, I'm just kidding, folks. I got family from Kentucky. And I like going down there for vacation. So let's check on our steaks real quick. We're going to do a quick flip. Just make sure keep that even. Make contact. See what we're running at here. And get a little warmer. All right, we're getting pretty close. 118. Like I said, we're wanting to run about, I like to run 140, 145. We're gonna put it back in there and let her keep cooking. And that's hot. Hot on the eyebrows, especially when you're right here by the oven. Okay, I got everything ready, so I'm just gonna dump this in here, a little mixing bowl. Set that off to the side. And as you can see, I like to throw everything except the kitchen sink at it. I like to start off with just a little bit of salt. Not too much, we can always add more. Salt. And sorry, I don't really use measurements, I just kind of do it by eye. I use some garlic powder. I like to throw some of that in there. Gotta have a little pepper. I guess you'd call that a dash. try opening the lids with just one hand. Smoked paprika. I like smoked paprika. I put a lot of this on everything I cook. So gives it that nice red color. And this is the same seasoning I put on the steak, and I really like it. It's good. You can get it at Kroger's, I know. Add some of that in there. And that's pretty much it. Just mixed up, and you got a good good little seasoned rice. If you like a little soy, you can put that in there, or some of your Wash Your Sister sauce. It's pretty good. We're gonna check on our steaks now. Okay, do a quick flip on this real quick. That's starting to sound good. Get the temperature gauge out. Say it's gonna be about 125. Pretty close. That's getting cooked good. That's almost done there. So we're just about done. See, that's perfect right there. So what I'm gonna do, just to kind of help get a little more of a crust, I'm gonna turn the sear on real quick. Just sear it for about 30 seconds on each side, and we'll pull it off and we'll dig in. All right, we just pulled our steaks out of the oven, and now we're gonna put a little butter in the pan. Let that melt. Brush it on the steak a little bit. Probably should have done this a little sooner, but I'm still kind of getting the hang of the cooking with the cast iron and steaks and stuff. It's just kind of a recent thing I've started doing, so I'm sure perfection comes with time. So I'm gonna just rub it in there, get that a good melt, let that soak in. I'm telling you, it smells really good. Turn the stove top on real quick just to kind of heat this up. And what I'm going to do is hold the pan and just kind of douse this steak with butter. Ideally I could pick the pan up, but I only have so many hands, so we're just going to do this. Remember, if you're cooking with something in the oven, make sure you have the mitt. I have done it before where I forgot, hey, the handle's gonna be hot because it came out of the oven, and that's smart, so don't do that. I wouldn't call that a pro tip, probably more of an amateur tip. So I'm just gonna baste this with butter real quick, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we're finally here. I kind of overcooked it a little bit. Final temp I think was like 153, 155. It's been resting for about 4 or 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna cut it open and we're gonna see what she looks like. Okay, well, not too bad. I'd say it's a little closer to medium than medium rare, but I did leave it on there a little longer than I wanted to. Not too bad. Still got some pinkage. Again, a little more than I wanted to, but let's taste it, see what you think. All right, let's take a nice big old bite. Pretty good. Not chewy, pretty soft chew actually. I can definitely taste that butter that I put on there kind of last minute. If I had to do that over again, I probably would have put a little more seasoning on there on the steak itself. I think that's the big secret, is proper seasoning. You don't want to go too much, but you also don't want to go too light. Other than that, pretty good, tastes really good. Let's try our rice. That's spot on. I wouldn't change anything about that. That's really good. If you like a spicy side dish, you could put a little sriracha on your rice. I've done that before and actually tastes pretty good. So overall, I'd give this steak 6 out of 10. Room for improvement with the seasoning and on the cook. Other than that, pretty good, still very enjoyable. I would definitely recommend anybody, just go give it a try. Worst thing you're gonna do is overcook it a little bit, but still edible. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the video.